we are going to have a look at this term called authentication. Now, what is authentication? It is a process by which a subject, usually a user, but it may not always be a person, to establish his identity to a system. This is the definition. How is this done? Now, it is usually done through one or a combination of this method. Something you know, something you have, something you are. An example of something you know, the most common approach is to use an ID and password or a PIN number. So technically, you are the only one that's supposed to know the password or the PIN. So that PIN or that password can be used to identify you. Something you have could be in the means of having a hardware token, a smart card, probably one that is embedded with a chip or RFID. So it makes it harder for a particular impersonator to impersonate you, because this person would need to be able to either steal this particular piece of hardware that you have or clone it. And we come to something you are, commonly used by using biometrics. For instance, your fingerprint, retinal scan, right, your palm prints, okay, voice recognition or facial recognition, okay, as a way to authenticate your identity. Now, authentication is a process that always runs first, whether it is in an offline, online, or web application, before authorization is even done. Authorization is a permission or the privilege that is given to the particular user. So authenticate first before authorization. Okay, so the permission will only be granted after the successful authentication is completed. Simple example, a login or a sign-in screen. Now, this authentication process is a critical process in cybersecurity, and you have to be very, very careful to design it properly to avoid authentication flaw, which is a vulnerability in your authentication process which allow anyone or someone to be able to bypass, right, the authentication method.